Ladies and gentlemen, the 2017 New Student Convocation Ceremony at the University of Michigan-Flint is about to begin. Please turn off all cell phones and pagers and keep them off for the duration of the ceremony. Let the processional music by the UM-Flint Brass Ensemble under the direction of Christopher Heidenreich begin. Professor Suzanne Seelig, Marshal for today's ceremony. The new students of the University of Michigan-Flint. The faculty and administration of the University of Michigan-Flint. Chancellor Susan Borrego. If you are able, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars by the dawn's early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting say
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Douglas Knurr, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at the University of Michigan-Flint. On behalf of the Chancellor, the faculty, staff, and administration, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 New Student Convocation Ceremony. Please join me in recognizing members of the university community, beginning with the Cabinet of the University. Will the Cabinet please rise and be recognized? Will the Council of Deans of the University please rise and be recognized? Now, to give our formal welcoming remarks and to address our new students, please welcome to the podium Chancellor Susan E. Borrego. Will the faculty please rise and be recognized? Thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. And now, Chancellor Susan E. Borrego.
I don't know, better thee than me. Oh, good afternoon. As the Chancellor, it's my honor to welcome each of you new students to the University of Michigan-Flint. Today's an exciting day. All of us here at U of M are proud to celebrate your decision to join this academic community. I want to acknowledge the hard work it took you to get to this point and all of those who supported you along the way. This is a new decision, a new chapter in your life, a decision that will help you find or reinforce your path to pursue your passions, perhaps to discover things you didn't even know about. Had I known about the fields of geology or anthropology and that people actually worked in those fields, my choices might have been different. Today marks the beginning of another chapter, one that you need to plan, design, shape, and reshape along the way. I hear students describing trying to find their path or trying to figure it out, something I still feel like I remember spending lots of years thinking about. Many of us think that there's some path that will be revealed to us if we just look in the right place. Sometimes we meet others, they seem to have their whole path just laid out right before them, and I think, what do they know that I don't know? I hear students asking the same thing. What do they know that I don't know? And if we just knew the magic words to open some door, it would make some path appear. I remember reading a quote that released me of some of that fear sometime in my 20s, and it said, maybe the secret of life is that there is no secret. So here are just a couple suggestions while you're here at the University of Michigan-Flint. One, reach inside yourself. Expand all the resources and skills you have. Use the opportunities here to expand your own response repertoire. Expand your skills as a communicator, listener, and learner, and develop the knowledge and language of your field. The second thing is to reach out. You're joining a community that is committed to your success. Our faculty, staff, and advisors are here to help support you, to help you connect to opportunities and experiences. Your current friends and those who will become your friends are part of your village. And I'm sure I speak for all of us, or at least most of us, when I say we know it takes a village. Right, Ms. Waters? Professor Waters? She was running in at the end, wanting to be here, having come from teaching, and so the provost and I were helping her slip into her robe as she hit the line. We were part of her village today. Engage with the world around you. You are joining a remarkable campus community that aspires to be an inclusive environment. While not perfect, at the University of Michigan-Flint, we value and believe that diversity is a central aspect to our education. Actively seek to learn more about our local and global communities. If you haven't traveled abroad, talk to some of our students who have and hear about their experience. Participate in research, go to classes, work and live in your communities. Explore the richness of the world around you. I didn't make my first travel abroad trip until about 10 years ago as an adult because I didn't grow up in a family that traveled. And it changed my life to make the trip that I made to Africa and learn about the things that I did. And then I've watched students through the course of my career having engaged in international experiences, just have a remarkable learning experience. At the end of the day, your time spent here is the total of all the parts: who you are, what you bring to this community, how you engage what you're learning makes a difference. It makes a difference to you and consequently to the world. The Spanish poet Antonio Machado said, quote, "There is no way, you will make your own way as you go further," end quote. I have no doubt that you will make your way. Welcome to the U of M Flint, and go blue.
Thank you, Chancellor Borrego. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Christopher Swanson. Mr. Swanson has been a police officer for over 20 years and has served in a variety of positions from corrections to command operations. He is currently undersheriff at the Office of Genesee County Sheriff and is also a licensed paramedic and certified medical examiner investigator. Mr. Swanson holds a master's degree in public administration from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and a bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan-Flint, along with numerous other national and state certifications. He has taught at UM Flint in the Public Health and Health Sciences Department as an adjunct professor since 1997. In addition to being a four-time Ironman finisher, Christopher is also the founder of Swanson Leadership and host of the online TV show Tin Man to Iron Man, as well as the author of 2 personal development books. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christopher Swanson.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you to the Chancellor, to the Provost, the Deans, faculty, and staff, and to the most amazing group of freshmen that have ever graced this campus. I say that because I believe it. I believe that because I didn't have the opportunity that you have right now. I didn't have people speak into my life the way you have today. So I believe in my head that assembled here is the greatest class. If you don't believe that, then you're missing the very first principle of success in life. I look at the people here that are in robes and in different backgrounds and from different places throughout this world. I look at the families back there, and everybody here is not here by accident. You're here by a reason, a purpose. I think of all the freshmen that are not here, that are missing out on the opportunity to see what's possible, not by my words, but by the words I speak and the decisions you make. I think about when I went from my bachelor's into my master's. I had just graduated from University of Michigan-Flint. I sat down with Dr. Ellis Perlman. I said, "Dr. Perlman, I need to get a master's degree. Where do you suggest I go?" He said, "Well, there's a lot of worthy institutions out there. But I will tell you this, when you write down that you graduated from the University of Michigan, the whole world knows what that means." He believed it. You see, in this room, and I'm not talking just students, but in this room are people that are all sorts of professions. You have people that are just starting their educational career, their professional career, and they're going to end up as entrepreneurs and business owners, psychologists, psychiatrists, nurses, physicians. They're going to end up as investors, educators. They're going to touch lives throughout the world. But those people in this room right here, the people that you know best, which is you, are going to have to make a decision of what path to take. What path? There's a path of insignificance and a path of significance. You see, the first principle of success that I touched on was belief. Belief has to happen before action takes place. Belief put people on the moon, cured diseases, transplanted human organs, changed our digital age. Belief starts with one person thinking it's possible. That's a path of success. When you in your head believe it before anybody else, you are on the path to success. Whereas that other path of insignificance is thinking that there's no choice. There's no option. How you were raised is how you're going to define your future success. What nationality or gender or race you claim is going to define who you are. If you take that path, remember this, it is a path of insignificance. But those same people making the decision to believe where they could go, to break the family chain, to do something different, that belief will lead to success. I'm living proof. When I grew up as a child, I grew up as a heavy-set kid. There was an individual who spoke into my life this very principle and said, Chris, I know that you've always desired to compete, and you didn't compete in high school, but I just finished the 2005 Ford Ironman at Panama City Beach, Florida. It's a 2.4-mile swim, 112 miles on the bike, and then a marathon, 140.6 miles. You can see it on ESPN in Hawaii. He said, Chris, I'm telling you, I'm an emergency room physician. I can prescribe any drug out there, and nothing I can prescribe will even touch what the feeling of accomplishing an Ironman is. He made me believe. He said, Chris, and at the end, they'll tell you. They'll say your name, and they'll say that you're an Ironman. That seed that he planted was that belief seed. And 2 years later, on November 7th, 2007, I crossed that finish line. And I put into enforce the second principle of success after belief, and that's boldness. Boldness in the adventures of your life. That's not just sitting back. That's about going out there and making your luck happen, about making your opportunity happen, about making things happen in your life. Boldness doesn't just start with belief. It follows through belief with registration, training, educating, and competition. This world is now before you as a competitive world. Not just a state, not just a great nation, but the world is your competitor now. Boldness is what changes people from sitting back and doing nothing to lighting the fuse and watching their future explode. Boldness is when you walk into the room and you light it up. People see things different. They watch you different. They see how you speak different, how you study, how you work, how you invest in other people different. Boldness with belief is the path to success. But yet there are people who choose the path of insignificance, and they will wait. This world will not wait for you. The path that you're taking right now is a path that people are competing for everything that you've got, and what you have is what this world requires for you just to register. Now it's yours to take advantage of every class you have here, every professor that is going to invest in your life, every reading, every assignment, every test. That's the boldness you to have. If you're going to take a path of success, then that's the path you take of success. You're bold at everything you do, not just part-time, not just on the weekdays, on every single day, every holiday. This world is a competitive world and will not wait for people insignificant. This world is hungry for successful believers, people that are bold out there, just like you. You know, I couldn't have just signed up for that Ironman. I had to put the miles in. And I remember at 7 a.m. before the cannon hit, we dove into the Gulf of Mexico. Nobody could finish the race for me. I had to do it. I had to put the miles in order to finish at the end what my vision said I wanted. And at the end, I was given that title, a title that I hold dear, a title that I use as an example of what belief and boldness is. And that's just a simple competitive event. It means nothing to most people in this room. But I will tell you this, it means a lot to Chris Swanson because that's not who I was created. I became that person because somebody spoke into my life. Somebody gave me belief. Somebody challenged me to be bold. Do you believe? Are you bold? The third element of success, the principle of success, really is the defining moment in your life. Because I tell people all the time, no matter what you decide to do, no matter where you decide to go, you can do that in 30 seconds or less. And here's how. You are a lamp. And a lamp has pieces. And in this lamp, there is a light source. But the road of insignificance will never flip the switch. But if you make a decision for maybe the very first time, I'm going to make a difference. I came in here just a few minutes ago thinking that it's just another step in my life, but now I'm challenged to believe a little different, to be bold, not what's happened in my past, not what people have said I'm going to do or not do, but what I'm going to do right now. You know the difference between insignificance and success? Flipping the switch. That third principle is to energize the world around you. Energize. So when people see you, they see you different. That when somebody asks where you go to school, you say proudly, the University of Michigan-Flint. That's what I get to say. But that lamp and all those parts can do nothing without the power source. People are going to speak into your lives. Those are the power sources. This university's been here since 1817. But this is not what's important. You know what's important is the people like Dr. Seelig, who in 1997, the reason I got here is because she believed in me. Because she called me out. She said, you can teach at the University of Michigan. Now listen, I'm a 1.9 high school graduate, a 16 on his ACT, twice. When I applied for the University of Michigan in 1990, I was rejected. I went to a fantastic community college that I'm also proud to say, Mott Community College, which is a partner of U of M, and I worked myself through a bachelor's while I had a family. While I worked, I got a master's degree, and she trusted me. And since then, I've been able to light up the lives of people who've taken my classes. And I stand before you, giving a convocation address from a guy who never thought it could happen until someone spoke belief in my head. And that's when that light switched with me. That's when I became bold. And that's what I'm asking you, to energize the world around you, not the one next to you, your world. This world needs everything that you've got. Every raw material you have in your belly, you don't even know it. Trust the power source here to equip you, to prepare you, to educate you for the next level of your life. If you have that attitude, I guarantee you will never walk the grounds of insignificance. You will be a success, and this world will know the difference. Go blue.
Thank you, Mr. Swanson. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student government president, Abdulrahman Salman. He is majoring in molecular biology with a minor in psychology. Please welcome him to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our university. I am very honored to serve as your student government president for this incoming year. I would now like to ask Chancellor Borrego to join me at the podium for the new student pledge. Incoming students, please rise. Chancellor Borrego, the students standing before us have met all the requirements for admission to the University of Michigan-Flint. They are gathered here today to be welcomed as members of our community. These men and women have spent countless hours preparing for the journey on which they are about to embark. I present to you the new students of fall of 2017.
Members of the incoming class, I welcome you to the University of Michigan-Flint, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. And as you embark upon this journey, I invite each one of you to become the person you're meant to be, seek a deeper understanding of life, discover the discipline for which you have passion, practice the art of forgiveness, and never be afraid to ask for help. Michelangelo said, quote, "The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it," end quote.
Students, please remain standing. I invite you to join me in reciting our pledge, in which you will find in your program. Please repeat after me. I am joining the University of Michigan-Flint community to pursue my intellectual and personal growth. As a member of the community, I pledge to uphold the highest level of personal and academic honesty, responsibility, and integrity, to dedicate myself to the ongoing pursuit of knowledge and truth, to respect the differences among all members of my community, to challenge myself to learn, to examine my beliefs, values, and goals, to accept responsibility for all of my actions, and to support the values of the University of Michigan-Flint. Congratulations, and go blue.
Another big round of applause for our new students. I now invite our vocalist, Heather Smith, to return to the podium. Ms. Smith will lead us in singing the University of Michigan fight song.
Hello. I have the distinct pleasure of teaching you the fight song today, which you can find on the back page of your program. I will recite a verse, and then we will recite it back together. Some of you may be familiar. Feel free to sing along if you do know it. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. All right, we're gonna stop right there. All right, now we're gonna do it back again with me. Do that same thing with me. Are you ready? All right, I wanna hear some school spirit. I'll stop you. Here we go. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. All right, stop. Now we got one more part. There's a second part that comes after that. I'll sing it first. You can sing it with me if you know it, and then we'll do it one more time. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. That sounded pretty good. This time I want to hear you guys kick out a little more school spirit with me. Are you with me? Are you with me? Okay, one more time. Here we go. Oh, we're going to do all of it this time. And I saw a couple of you throwing up your hail school spirit. Every time we say the word hail, give them a cheering hand, just like that. Here we go. Stand up. Yeah. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. That was pretty good. I think we can do a little bit more school spirit now that we all know the song. Lots of cheering, lots of excitement. One more time? All right, here we go. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. Go Blue! Yeah! Great job!
Go Blue indeed. The new student convocation ceremony is now complete. The audience is requested to remain in their seats until the faculty and students have completely exited. Please join us for our barbecue celebration. Thank you.
not sure if those are all RAs, right? Because I know a lot of those people orientation leaders.
4:30.